Welcome back to HPL. We saw Jab take a 3-1 win over Greensheep. We have Jab on the line for an interview. We're going to hear his thoughts about this match. Jab, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. Well, first off, congratulations on the win here. It's starting to become old hat for you to be in the winner's circle these last couple games of yours.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely feels great at this point. 4 in a row is more than I expected.
Yeah, the 0-2 start into the 4-0. You're definitely embracing the HPL format. And you know what? I got to say, good job on the change-up that you've done here in the last 4 matches. It's been great, and it's showing into wins. And so I just want to talk about, you seem to have been doing your homework a lot and queuing up really well in your matches. What did you expect to see from Greensheep in this match, and did you see that?
All right, so I was expecting a lot of aggro from him from what I've seen in the past few games. The Patron mirror game 1 kind of threw me off, but I figured after that he was still going to queue aggro at some point, so I kind of planned my strategy around that.
Now, Tannen pretty much hit the nail on the head. You've been really embracing the HPL format, and we've seen great mix-up for you here so far. Talk to us about the HPL format and your thoughts on it in general.
All right, at first, going in, I was like, it's really hard to prepare for this format because people can just throw in whatever, whenever. But after my first 2 matches, I figured out that there's actually a lot more strategy behind the deck choices and everything than I had initially thought out.
So we saw you queue up Druid a lot here in this match. Is this going to be something you're going to be queuing up more going forward? We've seen your win rate with it this year is actually very, very big, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger because you're winning multiple games with it here in the last couple of rounds. And not to mention when you get draws like you got in Game 4 there, it makes that deck look great.
Yeah, I think I've just gotten lucky with the deck. Like, you can't draw Innervate and Wild Growth every game, but I've been pretty fortunate with the few times I've queued up, I guess.
With Druid, you talk about how you're getting a little bit lucky with the strategy, but why exactly are you queuing it up? Like, what matchups do you expect it to work the best against, and which matchups are you trying to avoid?
Alright, so I like Druid against weapon decks, basically. So those are the matchups I try to queue it into, and I'm trying to avoid mostly more aggressive decks, I would say. Like, I don't think Druid versus like Zoo or Hunter is that great.
All right, well, thank you so much for your interview, Jab, and congratulations on your win here in HPL. You move on to 4-2 and really got a lot of momentum on your side.
Thanks.
That's going to do it for the Jab interview. Sort of really liked his thoughts on it, where initially in the first stages, he didn't think there was too much going on with the format, but then quickly realizing that people will fall into their old habits and kind of play what they're more comfortable with. That you only have a limited amount of time to practice, so you have to pick what strategies that you want to practice before you come into a match like this. And Jab, he's been kind of one-upping everyone at every step of the way now. He's got a 67% win rate overall in matches.
Kind of one-upping people. He's 4-0 here in his last 4 matches in HPL, and quickly planting his flag as one of the people to beat in this league.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for our second match, but we have one more coming up, and boy, is it a doozy. Show versus Cowley. We've seen what these control matchups can turn into players, especially in that Nyria versus Era match. Guys, if you want to see that Nyria versus Era match, you can head over to pvplive.net and check it out for yourself. It was a doozy, the longest match we've had here in HPL. When we come back, we're going to be setting up that match match number 3 and then getting into game 1, Show versus Cowley. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.